Okay, these are my foods that are going to help make fat loss that little bit easier. So they're not magic foods that are going to burn fat. They're just foods that are low in calories but are still really filling. So it's going to help you get into that calorie deficit and help you drop some body fat and in turn drop some weight. Okay, so just going to clear a few things up first so you have an idea what I'm talking about. So the reason why people opt for a high protein diet while they're trying to drop body fat is protein is one of the hardest macronutrients for your body to break down. So this means that when you eat protein, your body has to work really hard to try to break that down and digest it. So that means it's going to keep you fuller for longer, and also it means whatever else you're eating with that source of protein is going to keep you fuller too, because it has to try to break down the protein and then try to break down the rest of the food. So that's why you go for a high protein diet. So I'm not against carbohydrates, I'm not against fats, it's just I'd like to see a higher protein for them reasons alone. And plus protein is going to help you maintain muscle, which in the long run means you're going to get to eat more food because you've held on to muscle. So that's why you see people prioritize protein in their meal plans, so they try to hit their protein mark, and then the remaining amount of calories they've left over is used for carbohydrates and fats. And that's why these foods I'm going to show you aren't necessarily high in protein, they're just really low in calories. So the lower they are in calories, the more that food you can eat. So that's what I'm saying. If you're having a plate and you're using like pasta that's really high in calories, you're not going to be able to eat much of it. Where with these foods, because they're low in calories, you can fill your plate up to the last, and that's how it's going to make dropping body fat that little bit easier, because you're always going to feel full, you're going to be able to eat more food, but you're not going to be using up all your calories on one meal or two meals. Okay, so I'm going to dive straight into this with breakfast. One of the most commonly ate things at breakfast is eggs, without a shadow of a doubt. So let's say, for example, you have 3 full eggs in the morning, that comes up to the equivalent of 234 calories. So that's a huge whack straight away out of your daily total. And one simple change to help you save calories off this meal is going for egg whites. So these are all egg whites, you can get them done, Super Value, wherever you like. And if you make that change, the equivalent of 3 full eggs is 140 grams of egg whites, which comes in at 75 calories. So that's pretty much a saving of 160 calories by changing from your 3 full eggs to your egg whites. So that straight away is my tip number 1 of a food that's going to help make fat loss easier, because you're already going to have saved 160 calories in your first meal of the day. Next one. Okay, so next up is lunch, and at lunch you might go for like chicken and rice or something like that. But in 100 grams of white basmati rice, there's 246 calories, which is huge. So one simple switch you can do here is change the cauli rice, which is this one here. And again, you can get this in Little Ali, Super Value, Tesco's, wherever you want. And in 100 grams of that, there's 24 calories. So again, that's a huge saving, nearly 220 calories saved, and you're still going to eat the same volume of food. So you're going from 100 grams of rice to 100 grams of cauli rice, which is both going to fill the same size in your stomach, but you're going to take in way less calories, which is what I'm telling you is how you're going to help to drop the body fat off, by staying low in calories. Okay, so we're fast approaching dinner, and at dinner you might opt for red meat. So the first one is going to be minced beef. So this is just your standard pack of Irish minced beef, and 100 grams of that is coming in at 243 calories. So we're going to throw that one away, and instead of that you're going to go for a lean mince variation. So same thing, but it's just a lean mince cut, and in 100 grams of that there is 120 calories. So you're saving pretty much 120 calories just from watching what you're taking in through your meat. And that's a very simple mistake to make. You could be on a plan and it might say mince, and you might go and get that one as 240 calories, but really you should opt for that lean mince cut, which is going to save you 120 calories in your dinner. Okay, we keep it moving. So now what you're going to cook your meat in, you could go with your standard cooking oil, which is going to be 90 calories more than likely of what you're going to put into your pan, or else you can opt for the 1 cal spray. And obviously 1 cal spray, like it says, it's 1 calorie, so if you spray it 2 or 3 times, it's only going to be 2 or 3 calories in comparison to the 90 calories in the oil. So if you add up them, say if you have the mince, you're saving 120 calories in that, and then you're saving a further 80 calories off your spray. That's already 200 calories you've knocked off your dinner if you go with the good option, but on the reverse side, it's going to be 200 calories added onto your dinner if you go with the bad options. Okay, so next up, what's going to go with the mince? 9 times out of 10 you're going to opt for spaghetti. So in 100 grams of spaghetti there is 345 calories, so that's just your standard pack of spaghetti. I know this is a bit of a risky one, some people might like it, some people mightn't. This one is spiralized veg, so you can get in kind of cucumbers where they're spiralized down, or else you can go with carrots, or you can mix them together. And in 100 grams of this you are looking at 30 calories, so that's just a quick look at the spiralized veg. So that's a saving of 100 calories. So all them little things put together in the dinner, you could save 300 calories, And like I said in the previous clip, if you didn't do them little savings, you're going to add 300 calories onto it. So you could go from a really filling meal that's only going to come in at about 250 max calories, or you could go this exact same meal that's going to fill you up just as much, but it's going to hit around 500-600 calories. And you can do the math there to see which one's going to help you drop weight and which one's going to make you maintain or put on weight. So like I said before, these aren't tips that are like live by them and die by them. These are just little kind of foods that you can incorporate into your diet to help making that process of dropping fat easier. So remember, this is all about the process of dropping fat. These aren't things you need to do to drop fat. They're just ways to keep yourself full and keep your calories down lower. Okay, so the final one I'm going to talk about is to help that sweet tooth late at night. So this is just a simple little tip that I actually help a lot of people on my plans with, is with a dairy milk. So in a standard dairy milk bar, there's 230 calories, which is big for what you're going to get out. It's not really going to fill you, but it might satisfy your sweet tooth. But the quick switch you can make to help save calories here is, you know, the standard tin dairy milk bars, like a longer version, but it's really thin. If you go with that, that's only 80 calories. So again, that's a saving of nearly 140 calories just for making that switch, and it's probably going to satisfy you, which in the long run is going to keep you consistent on your plan, rather than depriving yourself, and then eventually exploding in a big binge, where if you just give yourself small bits of kind of junk food that you enjoy little bits at a time, it'll keep you on track in the long run. So that's my couple of quick tips on foods that'll help make the fat loss process easier. If you've got any foods that you've ever come across that are low in calories but keep you full, comment them below. And also, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, let me know, and I'll make another one like this with other kind of foods that you can incorporate into your diet. And just remember, it's not about eating as little as possible. It's about being smart with your food, knowing what your calories are, and always staying within that and being consistent. Once you're consistent and put several good days in a row, you're going to make progress, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And the easier you can do that, the longer you're going to maintain it.